Hyundai bolted out of the blocks a few years ago with its first electric cars, immediately setting itself up as one of the top EV makers. But back then, its success was owed to the fact that its electric cars had decent range and were good value for money, rather than that they were particularly exciting. But it seems like Hyundai wants to change all that, because just look at this new Ioniq 5. Truly unique and one of the most interesting looking cars on sale today. Its design was influenced by a concept car, but unlike most road cars, it looks like it could still be on a stand at the Geneva Motor Show. But what I'm interested in talking about is stuff like range, charging times, and all the cool tech underneath the metal. We'll crack on in just a mo, but before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the Driving Electric YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos go live. There are three main versions of the Ioniq 5, a 58 kilowatt-hour rear-wheel drive model, then rear and four-wheel drive versions with a 73 kilowatt-hour battery. It's the latter that we've got here, and it has a range of 287 miles on a single charge. The entry-level version manages an official range figure of 240 miles, while the rear drive model with the bigger battery has 300 miles of range. On our test, we managed 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour, which works out at 247 miles of range, although that included a lot of motorway miles, which tend to reduce efficiency quite a bit. There's little need to worry about range though, because of the Hyundai's cutting-edge charging technology, which we'll talk about in just a minute. The Ioniq uses two motors in four-wheel drive form with a total output of 302 brake horsepower. Prices start at around £37,000 and go up to nearly £50,000. Rivals include everything from the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Volkswagen ID.4 SUVs to the Tesla Model 3 and sleek Polestar 2. You've got to hand it to Hyundai. They've gone from making some of the dullest, most uninspiring looking cars to this, one of the most dramatic hatchbacks. Whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny that it stands out. For a start, it's got these square LED lights at the front, along with lots of other little details that look unlike any other Hyundai model. For now. Down the sides, you'll notice these intricate, huge 20-inch alloys that sit underneath the cutaway wheel arches. And down the side, a long crease that sits where the door handles pop out. At the back is this wide light bar and even more square LED lights, plus a roof spoiler. Over here is the charging port that opens with just a touch. Take this raised badge off and I'm not sure if I could tell you that it's a Hyundai. It just feels so fresh. One of the headline features of the Ioniq 5 is its fantastic charging capability. It's one of only a few EVs at the moment that can take proper advantage of the 350 kilowatt rapid charging points. And at its maximum rate of 232 kilowatts, this 73 kilowatt hour model can take on a 10 to 80% charge in just 18 minutes. This kind of charging is usually reserved for high-end models like the Porsche Taycan, so the Ioniq 5 is a genuine pioneer in bringing this technology to the mainstream. More and more chargers capable of these speeds are being added to the UK network, so it's nicely future-proofed too. If you're charging at home on a 7.4 kilowatt wallbox charger, as most owners will, it takes just under 12 hours to do a full top-up. If you've got the 58 kilowatt hour model, then charging is a bit quicker, about 9 hours, because the battery is smaller. We were all told that when electric cars went mainstream, that because designers no longer had to account for gearboxes and engines, that they could completely transform the way the cars felt. And the Ioniq 5 is proof of that, because not only is it unique on the outside, the inside is a huge step on from other Hyundais. It's wonderfully designed in here, with a huge gap between the centre console and the dashboard that makes it feel really roomy. Plus, there's loads of light in here too. The materials are fantastic, the seats are comfortable and the dashboard looks great. You get this twin set of 12.3-inch touchscreens like you get in a Mercedes, real buttons for the aircon controls, a nice steering wheel and a head-up display on this top spec model. The infotainment is brilliant. There's smartphone connectivity, so I can plug in my phone and use the apps from there if I want to, or I can use the built-in software. The screen in the middle is responsive, looks sharp and is easy to use. And the one behind the steering wheel has all the driving information you need clearly laid out. All versions of the Ioniq 5 are well equipped, but you can only buy the smaller battery model in entry-level SE Connect form. Even this gets the twin screen and smartphone connectivity as standard though. For the long-range model, there's a choice of premium or ultimate trims, and the former comes with everything you really need, including 19-inch alloys, heated seats, dual-zone climate control, LED lights, a heated steering wheel, a reversing camera, an automatic tailgate, and keyless entry. Ultimate trim adds a sliding centre console, heated rear seats, ventilated front seats, and these 20-inch alloy wheels. How's this for a premium feature in a mainstream car? The rear seats can electrically move forwards and backwards, so you can adjust the amount of legroom for people in the back, even in the middle seat, thanks to this car's clever packaging. It's already really roomy in the back here, with lots of legroom and headroom, and the seats are really comfortable. Okay, whilst white fabric might be setting off alarm bells if you've got kids or you do regular outdoor activities, but fear not, because black is a no-cost option. Since the rear seats move back and forth, there's a variable amount of boot space, but at its maximum with the rear seats up, there's an impressive 531 litres of space in the boot. That means the Ioniq 5 is one of the most spacious EVs around, even if a VW ID4 has a few more litres on paper. We reckon the Hyundai's lower load lip more than makes up for that though. With the seats folded down, there's 1,591 litres, which is really impressive and shows how electric cars can offer masses of interior space because all the tech is low down in the body under the floor. Another useful and practical feature is the fact that the front seat can recline right back, giving you a great spot to have a power nap while you're charging the battery, for all of 18 minutes. The instant feeling you get from behind the wheel is comfort and relaxation. As with all electric cars, it's super quiet at low speeds. But what's more impressive is that there's very little wind and road noise, especially on the motorway. It's an easy car to drive with decent visibility and nice light controls. You can adjust the regenerative brakes by using the paddles on the steering wheel, like on other Hyundai EVs. Plus, there's loads of safety tech and one of the most natural feeling adaptive cruise control systems around. This is the top spec version with 302 brake horsepower and 4-wheel drive, so it's got plenty of performance. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes just 5.2 seconds, which is rapid for any family car. And it feels more alert than some of its rivals. Put your foot down, and thanks to all that power, the Ioniq 5 just takes off. It makes an ID4 feel pretty lethargic. The Ioniq isn't exactly sporty to drive though. It's quick in a straight line, but it rolls a bit in the corners and the steering is light. The Mustang Mach-E is definitely more fun to drive. The Hyundai is clearly set up for comfort. But while it's smooth on the motorway, it's a bit too firm when going over potholes and bumps at lower speeds, which is a shame because it's really our only sore point about the entire car. Still, the comfy seats go a long way to make up for it, and the smaller 19-inch alloys will likely make a difference too. So the Hyundai Ioniq 5 is well priced, has plenty of range, incredible charging technology, dramatic looks, a brilliant interior, loads of standard kit, and is practical. Honestly, what more could you want from an electric car, or any family car for that matter? It ticks so many of the most important boxes for electric car buyers that we'll go ahead and say it's one of the best cars on sale in 2021. And the future is looking bright because Hyundai is planning on releasing other models with the same underlying technology, and we can't wait to see what they come up with. Head to DrivingElectric.com for all the latest electric car advice, news and reviews, and check us out on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the Driving Electric YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified when a new video goes live.